Have you ever felt it? The strange, almost unbearable tension that comes when you rise above the crowd. When the world you knew feels too small, too shallow, too ordinary to contain the fire burning inside you. You're walking the streets, sitting in rooms full of people, and yet you feel alone. Not because nobody loves you, not because you're unwanted, but because your mind, your vision, your soul has grown faster than the world around you. This is the invisible weight of growth, a force so profound that it pushes you into isolation, not as punishment, but as a crucible of transformation. Carl Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming your truest, most authentic self. And make no mistake, it is a lonely path, but it is the only path to greatness. Think of it like a seed breaking through the soil. For a time, it is surrounded by darkness, suffocated by the weight of everything it must leave behind. Yet the seed doesn't complain, it doesn't beg for comfort. It pushes upward, through the dirt, toward the light. Every grain of soil that resists it, every obstacle that presses against it, only strengthens its resolve. In the same way, personal growth forces you out of comfort zones, out of familiar patterns, out of relationships that once defined you. People who once laughed with you, who once understood you, suddenly feel distant, almost foreign. And that's terrifying, because as human beings we are wired to seek connection, to belong, to find safety in numbers. But growth doesn't ask for comfort. Growth demands courage. Growth demands solitude. There is a paradox here that most people never understand. To become fully yourself, to ascend to a higher plane of thought and consciousness, you must be willing to walk alone. The very traits that elevate you, curiosity that others shy away from, ambition that others cannot match, clarity that exposes the illusions around you. These same traits create a distance between you and the people who cannot keep pace. And in the silence of that distance, you confront a choice: retreat into the familiar, compromise who you are, and remain small, or lean into the solitude, embrace the discomfort, and become unstoppable. Imagine a mind that sees patterns where others see chaos, that questions reality where others accept appearances, that dreams not of comfort, but of transformation. This mind cannot stay small. It cannot remain tethered to a world that cannot expand at its speed. And so it finds itself alone, not by design, but by necessity. And in that aloneness, something remarkable begins to happen. The noise fades, the distractions dissolve. The shallow chatter that once filled your days no longer has power over you. And in that space, clarity emerges, vision emerges, power emerges. The world no longer dictates your path. You do. The isolation is no longer punishment. It becomes a forge, a place where the raw material of your soul is refined, strengthened, and made radiant. And here is the truth that will ignite your courage. The very people who push back, who misunderstand you, who fear your transformation, they are not your enemies. They are the mirrors showing you the boundary between the old self and the new. Every moment you feel misunderstood, every pang of loneliness, every whisper of doubt, it is not a signal to retreat. It is the universe telling you, you are growing, you are changing, you are breaking free, and nothing extraordinary ever happens in comfort. Nothing revolutionary ever arises in safety. Every innovator, every thinker, every visionary has walked this road. They have felt the isolation. They have stared into the abyss of solitude, and in doing so they discovered themselves. So if you are feeling the weight of being too aware, too awake, too evolved for your surroundings, do not despair. Lean into it. Celebrate it. Recognize that this is the first sign of true transformation. The world may not yet understand you, but that is its limitation, not yours. You are stepping into a higher frequency, a plane where comfort cannot survive, and where your potential is limitless. Stand tall in your solitude. Let it sharpen you. Let it ignite the fire that will one day illuminate paths for others. You are not alone. You are ascending. And the journey has only just begun. There is a reason growth forces isolation. A reason the path to greatness often feels like walking through a vast empty canyon, while the world continues its noisy, shallow rhythm outside. This is not coincidence. It is the natural order of transformation. Carl Jung called it the tension between the old self and the emerging self, the pull between who you were and who you are destined to become. The truth is harsh, yet liberating. When you begin to expand, when your mind awakens to the deeper patterns of life, when your heart refuses the ordinary and reaches for extraordinary, you will no longer fit where you once belonged. And that is a sign you are moving in the right direction. Think about it. Most people are living lives dictated by comfort, routine, and unquestioned conformity. They are trapped in repetition, afraid of depth, of discomfort, of the unknown. When you start to see beyond these boundaries, when you feel the call of something greater, you will inevitably create a distance between yourself and the familiar. Conversations that once felt natural now seem hollow. Activities that once gave joy now feel meaningless. Even relationships you once treasured may no longer align with your inner evolution. This is not failure. This is clarity. This is proof that your growth cannot be contained by anything ordinary, by anything safe, by anything small. And here is the most profound realization. This distance, this isolation, is not a punishment. It is a gift. In solitude, the superficial falls away. The distractions that cloud your mind and dilute your purpose are stripped out. You are left with the core of who you are, with the raw, unfiltered truth of your being. Jung believed that individuation, the process of becoming your true self, requires this confrontation with solitude. It is only when the noise of the world fades that you can hear your own voice, recognize your own desires, and understand the path that is uniquely yours. It is only when others no longer understand you that you begin to understand yourself. Imagine the power of this moment. Alone, yes, but not weak. Isolated, yes, but not defeated. Every pang of loneliness, every echo of misunderstanding is a signal that your consciousness is expanding, that your boundaries are stretching, that you are shedding layers that no longer serve your higher purpose. This is where the strongest minds, the most creative hearts, and the bravest souls are forged. Solitude is the crucible in which your potential becomes unstoppable. It is here that the whispers of fear transform into the roar of self-belief. That uncertainty becomes a compass guiding you toward your destiny. That clarity replaces confusion and courage replaces doubt. Now, let's be honest. Walking this path is not easy. There will be moments when the silence feels deafening, when the gap between you and others seems insurmountable, when you question whether the world has forgotten you. But those moments are illusions. They are the old mind resisting change, the familiar fighting against evolution. Every time you feel misunderstood, remember that you are evolving faster than your environment, and that is both natural and necessary. Your growth is not optional, it is inevitable. and while others may struggle to comprehend the changes within you. Your mission is to stay aligned with yourself, to honor the pull toward your higher self. To honor the pull toward your higher self, to embrace the discomfort that signals you are exactly where you are meant to be. Practical wisdom emerges here. Use this isolation intentionally. Reflect, observe, learn. Journal your thoughts, dreams, and fears. Turn the solitude into your laboratory for self-discovery. Every quiet moment is an opportunity to refine your purpose, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your resolve. Reach beyond the familiar, beyond the comforting, and connect with ideas, books, and experiences that challenge you. Let your isolation be a catalyst, not a prison. Let it propel you forward, faster, higher, stronger than you ever imagined. And remember this: the gap between you and the world is not a measure of failure, it is a measure of elevation. Every person you leave behind in understanding, every conversation that no longer resonates, every feeling of being unseen is proof that you are ascending. The world will eventually catch up. Until then, you are alone by design, guided by vision, driven by purpose, and destined to rise. Embrace this truth. Own your solitude. Let it shape you, strengthen you, and ignite the unstoppable force that lives within you. Solitude is not emptiness. Solitude is power. Solitude is the laboratory where the raw material of your mind, heart, and spirit is transformed into unstoppable force. Most people fear being alone because they mistake silence for weakness, stillness for stagnation. But anyone who has ever achieved anything remarkable knows the truth. Isolation is the furnace of growth, the secret weapon of those who refuse to settle, the crucible in which extraordinary minds are forged. Carl Jung understood this better than most. He believed that only in solitude could the shadow, the hidden, unacknowledged parts of ourselves, emerge, revealing both the darkness we fear and the untapped power we are capable of wielding. And once we face it, once we embrace it, once we transform it, we are no longer ordinary. We are extraordinary. Picture it. The world around you continues to spin in distraction, in mediocrity, in shallow routines. People are busy chasing approval, safety, comfort, and the illusion of belonging. And while they chase what is easy, you are doing what is hard. You are confronting yourself, exploring the depths of your mind, unlocking ideas that feel too dangerous, too big, too revolutionary for most to comprehend. And yes, that feels lonely. It feels isolating. It feels like walking a path no one else can see. But this is exactly where greatness is born. Every genius, every creator, every visionary you admire spent countless hours in this space, alone, uncomfortable, yet relentless in pursuit of their potential. Einstein didn't discover the theory of relativity in a crowded room. Maya Angelou didn't write her truths while seeking validation. They wrestled with their solitude, and in that wrestling match, they found clarity, power, and mastery. The gift of isolation is that it strips away the distractions, the false praise, the shallow engagements that cloud your mind. It is a space where nothing and no one can dictate your trajectory except you. Every moment of loneliness becomes a mirror, reflecting the truth of who you are and who you can become. And in that mirror, you see possibilities that the world cannot yet understand. You see potential that is invisible to those unwilling to embrace discomfort. You see the blueprint of a life unbound by expectation, unshackled by fear, uncontained by the ordinary. Here is where the power lies. Your isolation is not a void. It is fertile ground. It is where creativity explodes, where insight strikes like lightning, where strategy and vision are sharpened until they cut through obstacles like a blade. Every thought you cultivate in solitude, every idea you refine without distraction, every plan you execute in silence, compounds into unstoppable momentum. The world may see only a quiet, lonely figure. You see a warrior in training, a mind expanding, a soul awakening, and make no mistake, this process requires courage. It demands that you lean into the discomfort, that you embrace the fear of being misunderstood, that you accept that growth often alienates even the people you once loved. But every step you take in that discomfort is a victory. Every hour spent alone focusing, refining, and building is an investment in your future self, a self so powerful, so self-aware, so unstoppable that once you emerge, nothing will be able to hold you back. Practical strategies turn this isolation into a tool of transformation. Use your solitude intentionally. Meditate to calm the noise, journal to clarify your thoughts, study to expand your mind, create to channel your energy, and reflect to understand your purpose. Let your alone time be a sacred ritual, a period in which you sharpen your inner weapons and prepare to return to the world stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This is not avoidance. This is preparation. This is mastery in progress. Remember this truth: isolation is not your enemy. It is the forge of your greatness. It is the stage before the spotlight, the rehearsal before the performance, the quiet before the roar. While the world before the roar says comfort and clings to familiarity, you are evolving beyond the ordinary, stepping into the extraordinary. And when you emerge, it will be unstoppable. The fire you are building in solitude cannot be dimmed by criticism, misunderstanding, or temporary loneliness. It is internal. It is your destiny. So do not fear the silence. Do not resent the distance. Embrace it. Harness it. Make it the fuel for your ascent. In your solitude, you are not alone. You are becoming. You are sharpening your mind, deepening your wisdom, igniting your power. The world may not yet see you, but they will feel you. And when you step forward, fully awake, fully alive, fully unstoppable, they will know greatness was being forged in the quiet, in the alone, in the space that most fear. And you, my friend, are ready. Fear is the most deceptive companion on the path of growth. It whispers that you are too alone, too misunderstood, too far removed from those who once grounded you. It tells you that isolation is punishment, that being different is a mistake, that stepping into your own evolution is too dangerous. But here is the truth few dare to acknowledge. Fear is a sign that you are alive, that you are changing, that you are ascending. The moments when the silence feels deafening, when your heart aches for connection, when you question whether anyone understands you, these are not weaknesses. They are the signals of transformation, markers that you are shedding the ordinary and stepping into the extraordinary. Carl Jung believed that individuation, the process of becoming whole, requires confronting these moments head-on. The shadow you fear, the isolation you dread, the loneliness that tests you, all of it is a necessary part of your becoming. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. Below is the familiar world of comfort, routine, and validation. Above is a limitless sky of pot, in tile, freedom, and self-mastery. Fear will scream at you to step back, to cling to the ledge, to remain small. But courage whispers the truth. To rise, you must leap. To evolve, you must embrace the unknown. To become your fullest self, you must walk alone. And when you take that step, when you lean into the solitude that once terrified you, something remarkable happens. You discover strength you didn't know you had. You cultivate clarity that cuts through confusion, like sunlight through fog. You awaken to a power within that no external circumstance can diminish. Loneliness is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is a forge where the mind sharpens, the heart strengthens, and the spirit expands. Every hour spent wrestling with the discomfort of being misunderstood, every day spent standing in silence while the world moves on, every challenge faced without immediate validation builds resilience, courage, and depth. These are not accidental byproducts. They are the greatest gifts isolation can give you. You emerge not just stronger, but unshakable. Not just different, but unstoppable. Not just different, but unstoppable. Here is the paradox of fear and solitude. The very things that make you uncomfortable are the very things that are making you powerful. Every pang of doubt, every whisper of loneliness, every sense of being out of place signals that you are moving beyond the familiar, that you are evolving faster than your environment, that you are becoming the person you are always meant to be. To resist it is to resist your own potential. To embrace it is to unlock the door to mastery, insight, and greatness. The choice is yours every single day. Practical strategies can turn fear into fuel. Reframe your mindset. See moments of isolation as opportunities to sharpen your focus and deepen your understanding of yourself. Celebrate small victories in solitude, acknowledging in the courage it takes to stand apart and rise above. Connect selectively with people who elevate your energy, challenge your thinking, and support your growth, even if those connections are few. Commit to practices that strengthen your mind and spirit. Meditation, journaling, learning, and creating. Each act of intentionality in solitude is a step toward mastery. Each embrace of discomfort is a vote for your future self. And remember this, walking alone is not a sentence. It is a strategy. The fear you feel is temporary. The strength you gain is permanent. The loneliness you endure is a signal that you are shedding the unnecessary, discarding the unnecessary, discarding the trivial, and making space for the extraordinary. Those who fear your ascent will never understand, but that is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to rise, to embrace the power of your solitude, to face fear without flinching, and to build a life so aligned with your purpose that no external force can derail it. So lean into the discomfort, stand tall in your isolation. Walk boldly through the silence that once intimidated you. Let every pang of fear become fuel, every doubt become a challenge, every lonely hour become a victory lap for the unstoppable self emerging within you. The world may not yet understand, but that does not matter. You do, and when you walk through fear and solitude with courage, you will not just survive. You will not just exist. You will dominate. You will not just see the world. You will transform it. Embrace your solitude. Face your fear. Walk alone, knowing that each step is forging a mind, heart, and spirit capable of greatness the world has yet to witness. This is the power of fear mastered. This is the triumph of isolation embraced. This is the path of the unstoppable. Now is the moment to step fully into your power. All the solitude, all the moments of fear, all the hours of being misunderstood, they have been leading to this. You are standing at the threshold of your own greatness, and the choice before you is clear. Remain small, comfortable, and constrained by the expectations of others, or embrace your isolation, harness your inner strength, and rise into the extraordinary version of yourself that has been waiting patiently, silently, powerfully within you. This is the culmination of every struggle, every pang of loneliness, every whisper of doubt. The fire that has been burning quietly in your solitude is ready to ignite, and once it does, it will illuminate your path, your purpose, and your destiny. Understand this truth deeply. The world may not yet see you, may not yet understand you, may not yet recognize the magnitude of the mind and spirit you are forging in silence. But that is irrelevant. Your evolution is not dependent on external validation. It is dependent on your courage, your discipline, and your willingness to lean fully into your transformation. The isolation that once felt like punishment is now your greatest ally. It is the forge where your resilience is tempered, where your vision sharpens, where your capacity for impact expands beyond anything ordinary. Everything you have endured has been a preparation for this moment. Picture yourself emerging from this season of solitude. You are no longer shaped by fear. You are no longer constrained by the expectations of those who cannot see the depth of your mind or the intensity of your spirit. You are no longer drained by the distractions, the small talk, the shallow relationships that once consumed your energy. Instead, you are electrified with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Your vision is precise. Your drive is unstoppable. Your resilience is unshakable. The world may have doubted you, misunderstood you, or tried to hold you back, but none of that matters anymore. You have become the master of your inner world, and that mastery will radiate outward, influencing everything you touch. This is your call to action. Embrace the solitude that has shaped you. Do not shrink from it. Do not numb yourself to it. Lean into it fully. Make it a sacred, intentional space where you confront every fear, clarify every desire, refine every skill, and fortify every ambition. Use it to plan boldly, dream wildly, and act relentlessly. Let your alone time be your laboratory for innovation, your training ground for greatness, and your sanctuary for self-mastery. Every day you commit to this practice, every hour you invest in yourself while others chase comfort, is a victory that compounds, building a future that will astonish even you. And remember this: greatness always comes at a price. The price is discomfort. The price is fear. The price is walking a path that few can understand, and even fewer will follow. But the rewards of that investment are beyond measure. When you emerge from isolation, when you step boldly into your power, you will not just succeed. You will inspire. You will not just thrive. You will lead. You will not just change your life. You will change the world around you. And those who doubted you, those who misunderstood you, those who could not keep pace, they will bear witness to a force they could never anticipate. The unstoppable, fully realized, extraordinary version of you. So stand tall. Own your solitude. Face the discomfort. Walk boldly through every moment of fear. Let your isolation sharpen your vision, strengthen your resolve, and ignite the fire within that has been patiently waiting for this very moment. You are not alone. You are not small. You are limitless. You are not ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary. Every step you take now, every challenge you embrace, every ounce of courage you summon propels you closer to the life you were born to live, the impact you were born to make, and the legacy you were born to leave. Rise, now. Transform your solitude into unstoppable momentum. Harness every challenge as fuel. Stand unapologetically in the power of your evolution. This is your moment. Your growth has prepared you. Your vision is clear. Your destiny awaits. Embrace it fully. Walk forward with courage, clarity, and unshakable confidence, knowing that you are becoming everything you were always meant to be. And the world, in time, will recognize the force, the brilliance, and the unstoppable power that is you.